Welcome back to Wavey Nights, all of you lovely people. This is a special episode 10 that I've been waiting for. I would like to preface this by saying thank you to anybody that's been loyal to kind of checking out this series that just started in early February, but has been huge for me. This show is great for my health. It's great for my creative energy. It's an amazing outlet. This show has inspired me to get involved with different people to work on getting different gigs. I'm looking forward to start clubbing in some different places, and I've done formals and other events for my school and all these things that like none of this would be possible without just music. Like, I would like to thank all the artists, everybody. I'd like to thank everyone that's been supportive and told me to keep going with this. And I know I'm I'm still not that good, but I love it, and I love being able to talk with people on here, to have a platform to just speak my mind and create something. Once again, if you haven't seen what's going on with La Cultura de Paradiso, please go check it out. We got lots of stuff going on with that. We got blogs, doing lots of photography. There's lots of things that are going to be going up there. We got bucket hats in the making. If you want a bucket hat, come get a high quality bucket hat. We got different logos, everything that suits your fancy. And in the meantime, just kick back, relax. We're going to get some house music going your way, some of the fine cuts. I didn't want to do like a clubby house. I want to do something a little bit more, I guess, chill. Something that is going to like mix the middle for me. I've been looking for a lot of stuff that kind of bridges the gap. It's not too clubby. It's more instrumental. It's jazzy. It's soulful. It's amazing. I've been trying to learn a lot about house. I've been learning a lot about all this stuff, and yeah, we got more coming your way. I'm gonna shut up now and just kind of let the music talk. We got 2 hours of house music coming your way. I hope that you guys can do some studying to this. You can go to the gym to this. Play some freaking tennis for all I care. Just, yeah, thank you for listening. Thank you for everyone that's been involved with this whole process so far. I'd like to thank my entire team of people behind me and those who support everything I do. I'd like to thank my roommate for being my roommate, kind of just vibing over here in the corner. But he be vibing hard though, honestly. Shout out to Jalen for real. And yeah, we're gonna get this thing started. Just kick back, enjoy. We got some beautiful tunes coming your way, and we'll be popping in and out. Hopefully get some guest appearances, some little cameos, chopping up a little bit, and yeah, that'll be it. Hope you guys enjoy.
If I had the gift of sight, what will it tell me? What will it tell me? If I had the gift of sight, what would it tell me? Left to my own awareness, you are here. the gift of sight. What will it tell me? Left to my own awareness, waves tell what is
take my hand, forget. We gonna start the way again. So many people try to get us right on. Now we are free, we are still alive. No need to be afraid, let's make it right. Don't lose your head, and baby, show me the way you got it. Baby, show me the way you go. Please, baby, come to me, come to me, come to me. Oh, 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 please, baby, come to me, come to me, come to me. no more. Goodbye to just pretending. Been worrying of offending. I believe I know myself. Here is the door. I'm giving up on that someone that I've never really been. Now that I'm happy with myself, I know that I could finally win. Why did it take so very long to trust the person deep within? 'Cause I know I have the strength to fight again. I'm a fighter, fighter, fighter. Yeah, giving up on that someone. Now that I'm happy with myself. I'm a fighter, fighter. It is news to me that you've been falling. It is news to me that you've been calling. It is strange to me that you really want me back, back. Yeah. It is up to me. I hear you try to play it. It is up to me. I heard the words you're saying. It is up to me, and I don't wanna take you back. No. It is news to me. It is strange to me. It is up to me. I hear you try to play it. It is up to me, and I don't wanna take you back. No.
I have a guest with me here on the show. This is Mr. David Shin. You want to introduce yourself, sir?
Hello, I'm so honored to be on this show. My name is David Shin. I'm a freshman at Pepperdine, one of the greatest schools in all of America. Yeah, that's me. I'm an actor, and I like doing things. I have a lot of hobbies, such as I don't know. Let me think. Some of my hobbies, I play games, like almost every normal guy. I like to sing sometimes. I like to read. Some of my favorite books. Right now, I'm reading this. I haven't started it, but it's this book called Three Special Minds, and I don't really like knowing what the book is about first. When I did buy the book, I did do a little skimming. I think it's some sort of like about psychology, about the about how parents teach their kids young. I don't know too much about it, but I am very interested. When it comes to favorites, plays are a big thing for me. I love plays. One of my favorite plays was a play called Proofs, and it's a wonderful story. I recommend you to read it. It's about this girl and this mathematician. Her father's this great mathematician, right? But as he gets older, he gets I guess he goes crazy, and it's a very special show because after he dies, right, one of his students comes to go in his house, and they're just looking through he's just looking through his dad's like laboratory, and he finds a book, and it's just this proof, like a mathematical proof, this wonderful, like, well-written proof. Exactly, yeah. But then when he goes down to talk about this, the main character, Catherine, is like, I wrote that. That's not my dad, that's me. And during this time, it's not usual to see women as mathematicians and like that type of careers. So him and even Catherine's sister is like, oh, you didn't write this? Come on, you didn't write. Stop lying. This obviously has to be dad's. And it's this whole complex tension. And it's a really nice play.
Building off that, like, I feel like one thing I've always been very inquisitive about is just like what gets people into acting in general. Like, I feel like it's such a special thing to be able to do, and definitely not something that everybody can do. Like, no, let me rephrase that. I do believe that everyone can learn how to be an actor, but I don't think that everyone can become that upper echelon. Like, not just anybody can become a Joaquin Phoenix or a DiCaprio, But what about acting specifically is something that really burns your creative energy, that gets you excited, that makes you want to learn these roles? I know we talked about recently kind of your project of learning about method acting and the process of like diving into that. How do you, diving too far or not doing it well enough? Like, I just kind of want to get your references, your ideas on what about acting is so special to you.
Absolutely. So when it comes to me and what I believe acting is, I love acting so much, and I think of it as one of my biggest passions because of the storytelling. The joy I get from giving an audience, a watcher, a viewer, a reader, a listener, this story brings me so much joy. I think I think I got this passion from my mom. Both of my parents, they're not really like actors or in the film industry. No, it's nothing like that. But I do always see my parents after they come from like this really long day of work. They sit down, turn on the TV, and they watch their dramas, they watch their movies, whatever they want, and it brings so much happiness to them. And I'm sure that's not just my parents. I'm sure that's so many other parents out there. There's so many other people out there that come home and have this stress relief of watching a good movie, watching a good play, having good story in their life. And that's not even just an example. Another way of bringing that joy is sometimes if it's a very deep topic. Like, there was a show that I did not long time ago. It was like 3 years ago, and it was It was a show. My part was a grandpa. I was this grandfather that had Alzheimer's, and I remember preparing for this role. I studied and watched my grandmother because she has early signs of dementia, and I remember I just watched her. It was a weird interaction. I said, "Grandma, can I just sit down and just watch? Don't just ignore me. Let me just watch you, right?" And then after that, I watched documentaries of people with dementia and Alzheimer's, and I remember when I finished doing this show, I remember people coming to me and they were like, "You did amazing." Because it's not that what you did, it's the story that I saw. I saw my own parents, and this wasn't like other kids, other people my age. They were parents, because they saw their parents in that. Exactly, and the story was very touching. It was a very good ending story, I guess, and I don't want to say closure, but it gave them this happy moment to themselves. And then the other question about how people can get into acting, I also believe that anyone can be an actor. I really do think so. But I also do agree, like, there's things that are for people and not for people. I hate to say this, but it is a little bit true that to get to that top level, there is some luck needed. Even to become a billionaire, there is some luck needed. No matter if you work the hardest. Now, you at least going for the goal makes you more luckier than others, but there is some still luck. But I believe everyone can be that actor. I feel like everyone has a role in their life for the story, for the stage, for the camera. Yeah, no, that's for that. Is there any other questions, or restate some questions that I did not answer?
I think that. Oh, Angie, do you have a question? Here, take it.
Hi, it's Angie. I'm a friend of JJ's. I'm just here in the suite a lot, but I was just wondering. So would you say that paving your own luck is more influential and is a more significant thing that people do in the industry, or do you believe that it's mostly by chance that a lot of people?
Yeah. So I believe that you have to at least strive for that luck. If you wanted to become an actor, this great actor, and you're sitting on the couch all day, you'll never get that chance. I have a friend that's right now in the film industry, and he told me one of the best jobs as an actor, or anybody that wants to be in the film industry, is a waiter. Because you meet so much people. Even though you're not really making these intimate connections, you get to at least have that chance, and it's your decision if you take advantage of that opportunity. And so I really do believe that you do have to pave your own luck.
And do you believe that falls under the scope of just actors, or is there another field that you want to pursue within like that industry that kind of similarly ties into your interest in what you've been talking about?
Honestly, I think it can go with just life itself. If you just try your best, even if you want to be something like anything in the film industry, you want to be an actor, or even Broadway. Let's say you want to be a lawyer or a doctor. Each opportunity, you're probably going to mostly be in school. Each opportunity in school while you're studying, or you're on your way to become a doctor, if you take that opportunity and try your best, that's what I believe. Yeah, that's what I think. And if you can take that a step ahead for this type of career, like acting, which is super competitive, very competitive. one question you asked me. Is there any other? One question I think you asked me was like, where? Correct me if I'm wrong, but like, where I find my love for acting. So when I first found out that I wanted to do acting, I wanted to do so much things when I was a kid. I think one of my first dreams was to be a chemist. It got instantly shut down after my mom bought me this like chemistry set, and I think the chemical is called carbon something, and it's like this blue crystals, very toxic, but I spilled it all over the floor, and and I got in so much big trouble. But it wasn't until like 6th grade, in my middle school, I remember in middle school, in my middle school, they choose, when you're 6th grade, they choose your electives. I think for my middle school they were called connections, and I got put into theater arts. Now, I didn't know what theater arts was, and I remember my 6th grade self going to the art class thinking that was theater arts. And I remember being in the theater arts classroom. It was such a bright, warm place. And I just fell in love with the community. It wasn't until 7th grade where I did my first show. Oh, I remember I didn't do so well preparing for it because I never thought of becoming an actor. I got casted in my 7th grade show as the main antagonist, and I had a lot of lines, lot of lines, and as a 7th grader, that's quite daunting, very daunting. And I remember a week from the show came by, and everybody memorized their lines except me. We did a test. Whenever you get a tick point, that's whenever you miss a line, miss a word, you'd get a tick, and that's like -1 off your grade. I got like 78 ticks. And that's just, that wasn't even like words, if I just completely did not know. And I remember my director told me to come here, and we went to this private room, and she just started chewing me out. She was like yelling. Everybody else was hearing this. She was like, if you don't get yourself together, right, I'm going to have to take you out of this show, because there's so many people that want to be in your shoes, that want to be in this opportunity, and they're waiting at the door. If you don't get your stuff correct, I'm going to have to kick you out. And I was terrified. I was so terrified because I liked the class, right? And so that night, I remember I need to practice. I need to memorize my lines. I need to practice. And I did everything on the computer. I searched up Google, Wikipedia, YouTube, everything, all the techniques that I can learn so that I can memorize my lines. And there's this one technique I still use today. And that next day, when we took another tick point test, I got zero tick marks that next day. And I remember going on stage that next following week. And I did the show, I did the lines, I did the part, and I remember the laughter, the smiles, the concentration I got from the audience members. And it made me feel happy, truly happy. And I remember doing the curtain call where everyone was bowing, and at that moment, I was like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And so ever since that 7th grade moment till now, it has been one of my biggest passions. And I've gotten to the point where I think it was more in the high school area where I truly did find like this art of acting. I just did acting because I liked it. I liked being in the stage, stuff like that. I think I finally found the beauty of acting more towards sophomore, junior year. And then my eyes were open to the point where it doesn't matter if I'm the main actor. If I'm always in the limelight, it's about the story. Each in acting, all of storytelling. If you're in stage, if you're in camera, each part matters, even if you're an extra. And ever since then, still now, it's still growing. My love for acting, my love for storytelling. I think recently, my love for I've been adding new branches to my tree. I think I've been looking forward to more directing, screenwriting, script writing, playwright, all that other stuff. But my main branch is definitely still acting.
Kind of building off that, I can't relate 100% because we're in two very different paths, but still having something that you're so passionate about. I want to kind of ask you about this because it seems like you may kind of deal with some of these struggles as well. Do you feel like there is a battle that is to be faced as like a creative and passionate individual, that you have these things that you want to do, but because you want to expand your branches and kind of grow your tree, you'll feel that. Do you ever feel like maybe you lack nutrients to parts? Like if you really want to expand in one area, you feel like you end up missing out on another? Or do you feel like you're able to balance these things very well and give an even amount of nutrients to these things that you're passionate about?
That's a good question. Correct me if I'm wrong. So basically, what you're asking me is, I have this one big passion, and sometimes if I feel like I have this other passion I want to pursue, I feel like I'm missing out on like practice or chasing after that main dream. Is that correct?
Yeah, and just what are your struggles in doing this? Because I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing, but if you're passionate and you're a driven individual and you do want to learn these things, it's gonna happen. So what do you do when you feel like you're in that situation?
Yo, honestly, I pray. I pray to God. Before I say that to get this out of the way, I am not the talent. I did not forge this gift. I did not make this gift my own, but rather I'm gifted it from God. And I'm not saying that like I'm talented, I'm gifted, I'm chosen one, but everything I do has been from God. For me to go into another conversation about how much God has affected my acting, that's a different conversation. But whenever I have that split road, it does. I do have those moments where it's difficult. But whenever I look at it in a big perspective, it doesn't feel that big of a deal. As in, like, there's no reason for me to worry at the moment. If like a different passion is coming after me, why not? Why not try it? There's no bad side to it. What's the rush? If God wants me to become an actor, and I will be, and if He needs me to become an actor, I'll become an actor. there's no reason for me to worry about, oh, am I going to be an actor? Oh my gosh, is this going to work? Oh, I need to get this part. Or if it doesn't work out, well, as long as I have him, you know what I mean? And yeah, exactly. And I'm fully committed that if acting doesn't work out, then it's okay. My mom always told me, what matters in life is you'd never have regret. And the way to never have regret is to try your best. Because if you tried your best, there's no way you can have regret. Yeah.
No, that really answered my question and kind of expanded a little bit more that I think we need to touch into. I think kind of digging into that a little bit more in terms of, you know, we put our chips on something. I feel that if we've been gifted a chance at this life to be able to do something, to have free will, to be able to, you know, live in a country that allows us to make these decisions, what are your thoughts on just on really being able to take a chance in putting your all into something? Like, I think you can agree that most people you're not going to become a successful actor if it's something that you just do, you know, half-heartedly. We talked about that earlier. But that being said, what do you do when, you know, something doesn't work out or you're worried? You know, we all have to deal with finances and things of these such that they're real matters in life that won't go away. How do you, like, plan for these things and just adjust your plans day by day? Like, as college students, it's something that, you know, we have to think about a lot, and there's a lot of concerns. And I know that, you know, we talk about this, that we're lucky enough to know that there's something that's pushing us in this direction, you know, and we would be stupid to not acknowledge that. But do you have other plans of your life? You know, if the acting thing doesn't work out, what are some other things that you feel like you would really love to do, or things that you'd be passionate about to do in this life?
Ooh, yeah. So, yeah. It definitely gets me all the time whenever something doesn't go right. I don't want to say that I'm fearless. I do always have some fears. Some of my other passions, other than anything out of the entertainment industry, so taking out like being a camera person or a story writer, a director, a producer, just completely out of the entertainment industry. I've always wanted to be a mathematician. No, actually, I haven't always. I love math. It's kind of sad that I don't have any math because I'm a acting major. I really don't really have any like math classes. And when you don't do a lot of math, your brain just starts to deteriorate. But I've always loved math since 10th grade, 9th grade-ish. I was bad at it. I was really bad at math. At below 7th grade and down. 8th grade actually. I was just really bad at math. I remember my 8th grade teacher, he's this like 68-year-old, he might even be younger or older, I don't remember his age, but he told the class, out of the 20 years he's taught this Algebra 1 class, he has never had anyone fail. I was his first person to fail. I broke his streak. And I was just really bad at it. But I remember I took one tutor, and there's a lot of people that say teachers aren't that's the great things. It's great teachers that truly make an impact. And there was one tutor that I had that really made a great impact. And it wasn't because he was actually, if he's listening to this, I'm sorry, but he was a bad teacher, as in he barely taught me any algebra, right? But that's also because I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to be at this tutor, but I was forced to do so. And I never did homework. And so he was like, all right, then how about we do some games, right? And he gives me riddles, these math riddles, all these problems that are very interesting, but have something to do with math. One of the riddles, one of the riddles were, let's see this chessboard, right? He pulls out a chess board and he gives me 8 pawns and he tells me, pretend these pawns are queens. Put all of these 8 queens on the chessboard where they're not hitting each other. And I'm like, oh, that's easy. It took me, I think I timed myself. I went home and I timed myself. I think it took me full 32 minutes. And that's a pretty long time. And I'm sure if anyone else tries to pass with flying colors, but I remember when I did this, right? I found out something interesting, that you can shift, when you get the answer, you can shift one piece, one to the right or one to the one upwards, and it'll still work. It was this math theory, but I brought it to him and then I explained what I found, and then he explained the math to me. I didn't understand 80% of it, but it fascinated me so much. And after that tutor, I don't know how to explain this. Math just got easy. Didn't matter. It was algebra 2, geometry, calculus. I just understood it. I don't know why. Because I just felt like after that day, math was just so interesting to me. Yeah.
I would say I'm the complete opposite of that. I can agree with you in the sense that I can confidently say now I'm not bad at math, but I don't like doing math. I think that's the biggest thing, is you kind of split into those 3 categories: the people that are just really good at math and they do it, it's simple for them, and then you get another category of people where they can kind of struggle through and they just make it work, oftentimes because they don't really have a choice. And then on the other side of that token, you get people who really just don't like math and aren't good at it. But the one thing that can be shared between all those people is I think most people acknowledge that math is unique in the sense that it's a universal language. And it's like, if you understand it, let's just bring up just Spanish, for example. The Spanish that you learn in a classroom here in America is much different the Spanish that you actually speak, in Mexico or in Spain or anything like that. Math doesn't change. It's a universal language. People get to different answers in different ways, like being able to derive a problem. Like, you've got different notations for doing it, but you still go through the same process and do all this stuff. So I feel like once you understand that, math becomes very beautiful in the sense that it's black and white. And there's dangers to that, but there's also beauty in it, There's beauty in simplicity, but math is so just... let me flip a fun one on you. If you could describe math to yourself in one sentence, like you can define what math is to you, how would you describe it?
I'm trying to find a really profound answer, but all that I have is I would say, I would have to explain this, but I would have to say it's reasonings in variables, right? I don't know too much about math when it comes to like, which I would love to learn one day, but like everything about math when it comes to like very simple like numbers, where you go from elementary math to like college and even professional math, where in professional math there is no numbers. It becomes another English class where there's so many different symbols and different letters, and it's all to explain a specific phenomenon. There was a I really wish I could find it again one day. I don't know what it's called, but that same tutor that I had gave me a little riddle, right? Or a math equation. And I didn't understand it at that time because they were like symbols that I didn't know existed. Oh yeah, it was like full of them. But he told me if you can solve this, I guarantee you would be a trillionaire, billionaire, more even that. Like you'll get I don't know why I said trillion then billion, but you get the Nobel Peace Prize. You get you'll be the most famous person in history. And I asked him why. What is this equation? And he told me that this is the same equation that weather. I don't think it's the weather newscaster people. It's the people that calculate where the you're good. It's the people that calculate where the weather is going. But what's different in this equation is that there's like, if I remember, it's like there's a missing variable. And if you can solve this missing variable, you can basically it's not, what's the word? No, you can basically control the weather. Now, he said something else, so don't take my word on it, but he said something similar to that, but basically you can with that equation, you do something, then you can like move the weather so that it can start raining. You do that on places like in Africa, places that have barely no water. You can strip rain away from a country. There's so much power in that, and you doing that, you get the Nobel Peace Prize immediately. You can save so much people. You get so much. Yes. Now I want to find that equation again because one, I hope he's not lying, because I really want to know this. I really want to find this equation. I'm sure I'm sure there's so many better mathematicians that's been working on that, but I just want to see it because I'm so interested. It's so
Philosopher's Stone.
Yeah, something like that. And man, that's the type of thing that gets me, like weird equations that haven't been solved yet.
Yeah. It also baffles me, like it baffles me to think about how people came up with these things. To think about it was Newton and Leibniz. Like these people created calculus, and the funny thing is they did it at the same time. They found out ways to document these phenomena, not necessarily phenomena, but just rules within the world, and they documented these things in their own accord. You know, just it baffles me that somebody would devote their life to these things, but they built what we know and see in the world.
So I actually watched a movie. The reason why I was late to this radio show, I was watching a movie, and as soon as I finished the movie, I got your phone call. It was made in 2006. It's the movie called Idiocracy.
I've seen that.
You've seen it, right?
That is an insane movie.
Really wonderful movie. I watched it. I had a good laugh, and then it posed a really good question. in this world, in this time, there's no survival of the fittest for the intelligent. As long the nature, it it. So I'm like brain farting. There's a word that I can't get. It Yeah, sorry, I got the word. It's favor. Nature favors the one that can reproduce more, and it doesn't matter if they're dumb or intelligent. But the whole movie, it really posed this question, as in like, what if back in the day people were a lot smarter, like Newton? Basically, they created calculus from scratch. And it's just like, why can't we do that now? Right? I feel like now that we're so far into the future, I feel like a lot more findings, a lot more world-changing findings could be made. After the iPhone, which one of my professors said, the iPhone is one of the world's, if not the most important inventions. For the phone to communicate and to text, to have emails, to buy, just from the tip of your fingers. From there, there's from there's a whole bucket of like, I guess this is more before the iPhone or the phone itself. Sorry, smartphone. There's computers, there's radios, there's so many other ways of communication. Now, because of that quick access to the information, it's so much easier to, instead of using your brain to find information, you just get it from your hands, from the tip of your fingers. And, it's very interesting.
Do you feel like with that being said, we know that technology is dangerous, but kind of building off this, I feel like a lot of people, some of my celebrities, people that I look up to, musicians, they acknowledge the importance and essentially how spoiled we are to have access to these things, that we don't have to go to a library and dig through a book to find answers to our questions, or know somebody that, the one old head on the street that you could go ask questions to. You can essentially do your own research and find these things. But do you feel like most people take that for granted, and how do you feel about that? Because I'm sure we can acknowledge that we are spoiled. Just what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I do. I do agree that our generation has become a little spoiled. But I also believe that times just change. Whether we are spoiled or not, we all have our different form of problems that we have to face. And the generation before us probably might not be able to handle the problems that we face, because it's just a completely different time. And I'm sure that as our next generation, our kids grow up, they're gonna probably even be more spoiled. Maybe that's just my theory. Yeah, they're probably gonna be more spoiled as technology grows, but they're probably gonna have different and completely new problems that they're going to face, that we might even have more of a difficult time to solve as just humans, like mentally, emotionally. Joey, Mr. Joey, how are you?
Hey, I'm Joey. I'm a freshman at Pepperdine University, and I'm currently studying political science and with a minor in creative writing. I'm seeking a music career. Not a career, but I'm hoping to get a minor for next year. So wish me luck on that.
You don't need luck, man. You got it in the bag.
Appreciate you, John. Hey, everybody, enjoy the show. My boy Jay.
Quick dive. Joey, how would you describe If you could describe what music means to you in a sentence or just a quick statement, how would you describe it?
Music, I feel like, is just the peace of mind. I mean, it brings me peace, it brings me joy. I mean, music could be anything for you. I mean, it cures illnesses, it makes people happy. It's like the universal language. Somebody's singing, everybody looks, everybody has fun. I mean, there's not much more you could get out of it. So that's it, man.
So it sounds like music. It sounds like music is the universal language, but also the universal healer. Is that what you would say?
Yes, that's correct.
Thank you. Everyone say bye to Joey. He's gonna pop by. He'll come pop by again. We gotta get the rest of the squad out here.
See y'all. Enjoy the show.
I don't remember.
All right, let's dive into a quick one. All right, I'm gonna throw a curveball at you. What are your thoughts on conspiracy theories? We're not gonna get too crazy far. We're not gonna get too crazy far, man. But do you have any conspiracy theories that you would like to share?
I ain't gonna lie.
That's all I
Not really. Like, most of the conspiracy theories I've heard, I don't really care. Like, I think I heard one earlier about something about the government, and I'm like, that's cool. If it becomes true, then it'll become a problem. If not, at the moment, I don't. I just want to live right now, right? There's a lot of like religious conspiracy theories that I've known from years and heard. I don't know if that might be the right topic right now. When it that's you're right. I think when it comes to theories, I love theories. Oh, it gets me going. When it comes to like stories, I like I watch anime, and one of the animes that I watch is One Piece, and oh, dude, I'm a One Piece fan. I've rewatched it 8 times. This is my yes. First time I watched it, like just first time, was when I was 7th grade, and that was during if listeners know, that was during Whole Cake Island, and oh, I loved it so much. Right after I finished it, I remember episodes was still coming out, and so I rewatched it again, and that was the second time. The third, yeah. The third time, that was around like 900 episodes. But the third time, I remember I was so into One Piece. I wanted to bring one of my other friends into it, but they were like, man, it's so long. I don't want to watch it. So I'll watch it with you, right? And so I started on it, and he started on it. We watched it at our own different times, but we like followed each other up so that we can talk about episodes together. 4th, 5th, I don't remember the reasons. I remember the 7th one before the 8th. The 7th one was because I was bored on quarantine. I was like super bored. 8th time was actually quite recently. 8th time.
You watched it for an 8th time in college?
Yeah. Last semester.
Okay.
Yeah. I got caught up right before January.
Caught up or
Yeah.
watched the entire thing?
Yeah. Rewatched the entire thing and got caught up. It was at the beginning of August, end of August, sorry. It was around September or October. It was I don't remember. But my best friend, who's also hasn't rewatched it a lot of times, but has, his girlfriend was starting to get into One Piece, and I think she's like very competitive because I heard she was watching. Yeah. Or not competitive like that. I heard that she was starting to watch One Piece, and like weeks go by. She's like on like episode 15 or something like that. Like 2 weeks go by, she's on episode 20, and I told her, I'm like, "Yo, you're so slow. 4 episodes in 2 weeks? You're gonna finish next year." And so I told her that I bet you I can finish before you. And she was like, bet, right? I beat her after like episode, like, she did try. She was like, oh, she got to episode 40, and then
And you watched
I,
1,000 episodes
mhm.
by the time she hit episode 40.
I did skip the first 2 seasons
Okay.
because I already it's it got kind of boring from the first two, but they're very important. But
I have a question for you though.
yeah,
Do you watch if you're putting on One Piece? Do you watch it and focus on the show, or do you put it on in the background?
by the eighth time, it's not that I don't focus on it. It's that there's some points where I know what's gonna happen, so yeah, so I like click the skip button so I can get to the part where I actually need to like find amusing. Yeah, remember what happened. Happened.
8,000 episodes of One Piece.
Probably a little bit less because it's not like I've watched every single. Yeah, but I know for sure over 6,000. That's probably for sure. Yeah.
But you've watched other animes too.
Yeah. I actually have right now on my Crunchyroll. I'm trying to make a top 100. It only has like 13.
Top 100?
Yeah, that's on there. Yeah, that was a good one. Oh yes, and back to where I was saying. One Piece. I love their theories. Some of them are bad, but some fans, they're very well thought out, and I don't know, it just gets me going. And I just saw a recent conspiracy, and I guess it's not just a regular theory, and and I just like those type of theories, like the theories that really don't change the world. And it doesn't even need to be anime like One Piece. It could just be, I don't know, about like Star Wars, or hey, there's a theory about this film, or there's a theory about this book, there's a theory on some shoes, there's some theory about Coca-Cola or something like that. Yeah. Like those theories, I'm just interested about. It's like, oh, that's cool. It won't affect probably anyone's life. Maybe like theories about government, AI, and all those type of things. Probably a little bit too spicy to touch, but it's that's a topic for another day.
And it's first of all, I'd like to say thank you. It's a blessing to have you on the show. I've been looking forward to this, man.
Thank you for letting me be on this show. I'm honored to speak and just talk with you. Yeah. And a nice studio, by the way. Nice studio.
And by studio, he means my bedroom. But you know, we got a couple vinyls up here. We got a little record collection down there. And
This is a studio if I've ever seen one.
it's a studio to me, man.
Like the cushions, they're noise cancellation cushions. We got the speakers, we got the mics. I really enjoy it.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. You know, and it's just a blessing for me. You know, in my view on this whole thing. You know, I know we at least got one person listening. I know we got at least one person listening, and you know, it's a blessing to me that. Yeah, man. You know, typically, like, it's nothing crazy, but to me, if somebody is willing to to spend some time. Like, I don't want this to be something that people come and they listen to this and they're just like locked in on this conversation. You know, that's like a little weird to me. But you know, for somebody to be able to do some homework, like, you know, I'm a DJ, like, first and foremost. Well, actually, let me clarify that. I'm not just a DJ first and foremost. No, man. It's a big passion of mine, and I love music. The same thing. Like, I really, really love music, just like you really, really love acting. But that's not just who you are, you know. And there's so much more to you. But we find ways that we can express ourselves in this world, and that's something that we're able to do well. And it's almost like when you have that passion, you have that thing that you really, really love. It's like having a really nice set of paints and paintbrushes, and God keeps giving you a canvas, man. And sometimes you just got to start painting. Even if you don't know what's on there, you just got to start painting, right?
Earlier, I think a week ago, now that you're talking about on the topic of canvases and painting, I just had a class called Stagecraft, and basically we learned tools and stuff, and that day we were learning paint stuff, like paintbrushes, paint tools, and I remember at the end of class he was like, yeah, there's some canvases here, there's 8 of them, I know there's 10, you guys gotta share, go pick your ones, go team up, whatever, just do whatever you want. And I remember looking at that canvas and knowing exactly what to paint. I like saw the curvature. I saw it. Dude, it's in my suite. I remember bringing it, and Alex was like, "I'll pay for that."
Brother, I would love to see. Do you have a picture?
I do have a picture.
Let's see it. I want to see it.
I sent it to my parents, and they rather enjoyed it, and I was happy. This one is the one I painted.
Oh my god! Jalen, look at this.
It's a bonsai tree.
Dude, right? That's sick. How long did that take you to make?
It took me like an hour at the end of class. And my friend...
Can you send me that picture?
Absolutely.
I would love to share that. I want to post that on
And
Instagram. That's amazing.
and
You sold it?
No, it's still downstairs because I was like, I might take it home. And then my Alex was like, if you're not taking it home, I'd love to get it from you. And I'm like, okay, we'll see. And
What's your price, Steve? What's your price?
I have no idea, dude. I made this in like an hour. I had no like, I just saw what I was gonna draw, and I just and this one was Soren's, my roommate, and he asked me to help some of it, but the idea was his, and it's really nice. Both of these are in our room. Yeah.
I like you guys had the same palette.
Yeah, that was actually on accident. We had no like,
You had no correlation.
no correlation. I think he used red and white and purple. I used the same exact colors actually.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You guys didn't coordinate that?
People that's watching, go check out the Instagram and you can see it one day.
Do a shameless plug on here, and you know what? I might need to get you on there, man. I think we've talked about it briefly that I was working on this business. For those of you who don't know, I think anyone that's listening probably knows right now. It's called La Cultura del Paradiso, briefly translates to the culture of paradise. To me, this is a project to be able to reach out to creatives within Malibu and Pepperdine, not just exclusively to Pepperdine. I really don't want to keep it exclusive to that, but within this region, and hit creatives that don't just do things. It's not just the creative that scribbles in their notebook, but takes that idea and puts it on canvas. It's not just the musician who goes and plays the guitar for a little bit for 20 minutes every day, but it goes and records a song and puts it up on YouTube. And it's not for just the fashion designer who scribbles some things in their notebook, but the person that goes and thrifts and takes the clothes and starts stitching them and sewing things and putting things together and makes this stuff. That's to me what this is, and I wonder if we could kind of build on this a little bit. But I feel like within this community that we exist in, there is an abundance of talent. There's an absolute abundance of talent and creative energy, but it almost feels that, you may have a different view on this, because I feel that music, especially the music and like acting departments, do intertwine quite a bit. But it almost feels like there's some sort of barriers that keep these creative groups from cross-pollinating, in the sense that we would see at bigger schools such as UCLA, USC, Berkeley. And you would think that because we have a smaller school size, that would make it easier to do so. But it seems that that's not the case. What are your thoughts on that? Just observations you had. Now, we're wrapping up our year, man. We've made it through freshman year of college. We haven't crashed and burned completely. It's been a wild ride. But yeah, do you want to kind of dive into your observations just over this last year regarding that?
On how
Just the creative community in general here.
Man, Jonathan, how blessed we are to be in this school, to be in a community like this. I feel like in a school like this, because it's so small, there's one, I believe, less competition in a place that's small. However, that could be the opposite depending on how you think about it. When it comes to this, like, I'm sorry, could you ask the question one more time?
Just, can you dive in a little bit to just observations? We'll take it kind of a two-pronged question, but just first, your observations of the creative community here in general, and your belief on, I think we can objectively state, correct me if I'm wrong, I feel we can objectively state that given a school of this size and with the amount of talent we have, we don't see nearly as many students working together and cross-collaborating these creative talents as we, I believe, as we should. Can you dive into that a bit?
Yeah. Okay, now I understand. Sorry about that. For that first part, my observations on this creative community, I think I can't speak for like the art community, music. I can only speak for the acting community here. Everyone in the theater community, very helpful, very kind to each other, very supporting. I believe there are some, because it's such a small community, and I know I just said that there's less competition, but because the teacher, our professor, and the director can fully one-on-one become more connected to you, there's a little bit of connection to a competitiveness to favorites. Right, yeah. And I know, and I think in the acting community, theater community, I think the professors do a great job of not trying to do that. Yeah. Oh, this might be a little bit, just my opinion of just what I've seen. I don't mean it in this is fact, but I think in something I've seen in theater, right, in the high school community here. What's sad to me is that it's hard to find people, actors and actresses, that can truly just be selfless. And what I mean by that is, when we see one person do something wrong, we completely have this picture of them like this canvas, a white canvas, but as soon as we see a dab of just this whole white canvas and we just see a dab of red, now all we see is that red. And I'm trying to say this in the best possible way. All we do in this acting community is just point. We love to point. Oh, we just point. Yeah, we just point at that color, and it's hard to work like that. It's hard to work together when all you're doing is pointing at that person for what they've done, who they are, what type of person they are, and it's one. It dives into the deal of forgiveness, but in a creative perspective, if you have this work and if you are a professional and you have this work that needs to be done, if you're a music producer, you're an artist, you're a actor or a director, if you put your own personal life and work with this person and all you see is that red, you'll never get work done. If all you see is red, but if you can just for 1 second look at your own paint on your own canvas and just ignore the paint for a second, just look at the canvas of each other. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like that's what I observe in the theater community, and I love it. I love our theater community very much. I do think when it comes to attitude, I feel like there is some ickiness. I can't say it's perfect. When to answer your question about how I feel about people, how I feel our community should work together, I feel like I can see it. I can definitely see it. There are people that are so wonderful, that can be worked with. They're talented. But I also see this division, because in a world of a large community, like one of the bigger schools that have thousands of people in them, it's easier to just, oh, I see you, I don't like the paint on you, I'm gonna go to a different person that has roughly the same amount of talent, or the size of your canvas is about the same, and I'm gonna work with that person instead. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes, I want to ask you. Yes, that completely makes sense, and I could say that, I'm thankful that we kind of share similar observations, because it's not to be said that this is inherently a negative creative space, because it's not. It's not, but there is some type of invisible barrier. It's almost like some kind of bubbles that people put around themselves here. And I don't understand what it is. If it's us being afraid of our egos getting hurt, if it's people being afraid of creative judgment, or maybe they're worried about creative judgment for themselves, so they project that onto others. And I think that's some things I see very often here. But kind of digging into your point there, I want to ask you, in your experiences thus far, what have you learned when you see somebody that has that red paint, you witness that splash get made? What have you learned by asking them what has happened to their canvas previously? What things have been revealed to you that have changed the way you perceive their paint and mold it into something more abstract than just that dot that, I guess, that just meets our eye. We don't know the full story, but we talked about this with acting, by being able to be a waiter, a server, working at a restaurant. You can have those glimpses of humanity just by asking a question. People love sharing things about their lives, and what have you learned by asking those questions?
I found that I generally, whenever I encounter a person, or I have this this conversation, a moment with a person, a fellow being, I try to use kindness. And that's been my thing since even as a young age. Gratitude, no matter what the situation you may be in. And I think I've always just been asking the question, like, whenever I meet a new person, like even just you, it's like, how is he so different than me? And the reality of it is, I can never ask that question because I'm never in your shoes. I can never be in your shoes. I can never be in your place because you and me are completely unique. And so I can't ever experience the same pain that you went through, the same situation that you went through, because we are different people. I believe that everyone in this world goes through the same exact problems. Your problems of loss, your problems of pain, your problems of lust, all these different type of problems. But each and every single person, not two people, every single different person has a different situation. We could be going through the same problem, like you could have a loss of a friend, and I could have a loss of a friend, but we could be going through different things, and I will never be able to truly 100% understand your way of thinking, how you felt from that same problem, and going through with that, I guess, that philosophy, and going that through all my connections that I've made. I've noticed that there's no wrong incentive to be kind. There was this speech that I heard. If you want to find the most dumbest man in the room, and if you want to find the most smartest man in the room, look for the people who's the most kindest, and look for the people that is generally most mean, most cruel. The whole point of that speech was, in evolution, we are forced to survive. We're supposed to think, we're forced to think of ourselves to survive. But to give up ourselves and to show kindness is something that goes against our human needs, which is evolution. To go beyond something of what we want, to
They're surviving.
exactly. And if you are more interested, I really do recommend you take the time to listen to the speech, because I don't remember, but just literally searching up the titles, like on YouTube, maybe finding how to find the most cruel person, how to find the smartest person speech. It's like a valedictorian speech. Just the most cruel person speech. And I do know the photo of the scroll. It was like a school speech. I believe so. It was. I think it was made by a. Oh yeah, that was him. Yeah. Is it a governor? Yeah. It's a governor. It was a good speech. It was a very good speech. And to answer that question, your question, that was.
What have you learned by asking that question, by trying to dig more and understanding people that you've observed? What's behind the canvas besides that red dot that we see?
Okay, so I basically did answer. Yeah, by using that philosophy and that mindset, rather than looking in that paint, that red paint on a person's canvas, but actually looking at the canvas and seeing what I can do to this person, seeing what they can do to my canvas. Because, shoot, no matter how much I look at a person's canvas and I see like a bunch of red, bunch of blue, oh my gosh, you're horrible. No, I was saying like, no matter how much I look at a person's canvas, my canvas myself could be even worse. And yeah, exactly. So it's better to just be kind, right? And exactly. And if this person is using up your kindness and it's like not good for you, there's no bad thing to just go away. Exactly. You didn't do anything wrong to them that you need to recompensate with more kindness. You already gave them kindness. It's okay to step away. You know what I mean? Stretch out your hand, and if they don't take it, just go away.
Now, kind of going into that second question, can you dig into more? Can we agree that there is some type of bubble, some type of invisible bubble that surrounds many people here at the school? Could you just touch on that and what you think that may be from? We'll kind of break this up into a couple things, but let's just establish why we may think that that isn't the case here.
Sorry. Could you explain to me what you see as in a bubble? Because no worries. Because I see my observation of people being in bubbles, but just to understand what plane you're on, what you mean by seeing others, what type of bubble, how is it affecting others, how far of a bubble is it, how close of a bubble is it?
I don't think it's a very far bubble, and I think it can be penetrated very easily. But I think that I think a lot of it has to come down to ego and, how we inherently want to present this version of ourselves. I don't think anybody in this world wants to present themselves in a negative manner. Well, let's stay away from hasty generalizations or sweeping generalizations, but for the most part, people try to present themselves in a positive manner, but in doing so, I feel that I've personally observed with other creatives that means like, oh, because I need to keep my profile, my self-esteem or my image up, that means I can't work with somebody that has a differing viewpoint, or if I think you may not be as good at this as I am, or we may not share the same views, that means we can't work together. That's some things that I've seen. So we can touch on that, and I want to ask you some advice regarding what you feel I should do with this idea I have. But let's kind of dive into that a little bit. I feel like it may differ in the worlds that we're a part of.
So whenever I encounter a person that's difficult to deal with for how our beliefs, ideals when it comes to the creative aspect differ. Oh yeah, it definitely is difficult to work with people like that, especially in the acting community. When you're just, for example, in the acting community, when you're just difficult to work with, how I deal with it. One good example is in high school. The reason why it's so difficult is I don't really can give you a good concrete answer to say like, this is how you get, this is how you deal with it, this is how what you're supposed to do with people that have those type of bubbles, that it's hard to work with them because they have this shield in front of you, and that you can't really communicate, or you can't you work together. And I think whenever it gets to a very high importance, where it really is significant to work this out with somebody, I usually, now take this in the most serious way and in your own way, but I usually pray to God, right? I usually pray to God, and I can't say I get my answer immediately. I pray to God, oh, bam, that's what I need to do. It's usually a trial, and it's usually a journey that I take with this person, and the actions that I take in the face of adversity is what I believe that creates character for something like that. I can't really give you a full concrete answer for something like that. I wish I can.
There is a full concrete answer. Because if that was the case, I don't believe that there is a full concrete answer, because if that was the case, I feel like these wouldn't be problems, and it's widespread. Like, this isn't just something that's just specifically within the school. I think it's something that a lot of creatives deal with in general. Because it takes, I think a lot of it comes from the place that it takes a lot to put yourself out there in that manner, and even more so, it takes a lot to put yourself out there with your guard down, you know. I think we could probably move on from that, but I think it's a question that's gonna.
I think it's definitely a good topic to talk about, and I think it definitely is something that should be heard more, that should be thought about more, because it's definitely an important topic, because especially when there are artists out there that want to try being an artist, that don't have the opportunity, that either if it's by parents, if it's by money, or if it's by confidence, they don't have that opportunity to, and when they try to, it's just this wasted talent, this wasted opportunity, this wasted creativity that just gets shut down because of something so small, so small, so dumb. It could be avoided, but it's such a big problem.
Yeah, of course, man. We'll take a quick little break, and then we'll come back in for a little bit. We'll wrap up probably 2 hours. I wanted to go for a 2-hour show, and we're almost there, man. That's how you know it's a great interview, man, when time flies. Go ahead and go do your thing, or we'll be right back with a quick little commercial break. And by that, I mean I'm going to mix like one song, or maybe kind of dive into some stuff, but we'll be right back.
No. Yes. The more you know who you are and what you want, the less you let things upset you.
Brother Bob's went to Federal with my dad. He loved music too, so I listened to a lot of island music as well as classical, blues, soul, just a number of different genres of music. And music really continued in the house. I love jazz and I love piano, so that's why I started playing professionally.
back, everybody. We just started a discussion. So, David and I were talking about how, what's up, Joey? J. Cole is his favorite artist. This just got even better. Oh, it's not his. He's one of his favorite rappers. He's up there. He's up there.
One of the things that I love his freestyle. I know he doesn't do that much freestyles, but like there was a freestyle of him 2014, 2017. It was in a podcast, I think. But man, I love his lyricism. I think one of the songs, I didn't get into him very. I got into him like high school years. I think the first song that got me to like him was when my brother played No Role Models, and I was like, I like this guy, and yeah, and I started listening to more songs, Middle Child, Get Off My Dick. There's also then his recent album, pretty recent ago, Amari, Pride is the Devil. Those are my two favorite from the playlist. From the album. I'm trying to think of others. I know there's another one. I just can't remember. If you are listening to this, J. Cole, I'm sorry.
I'm a big fan.
I know. I feel horrible, but I really do like his songs. You're like those songs that I just said. They're like on repeat almost all the time.
As they should be. Noah, do you like J. Cole? Fuck him. Wait. Let's not start this conversation. I don't want to start this conversation.
This is our mid-tier anyways.
We can leave it at that. Noah, simply, do you want to say something on the show? Just no. That's fine. It's okay. Dave.
Yeah. Yeah. I did. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Did I count that right? 9 years? Wait. That's definitely not correct.
But I thought you said math was your way.
8 years, sorry. 8 years. Sixth grade. I talked about it on the show if you wanna. It's okay. I'll just give you a quick one. Basically in 6th grade I was forced into theater arts. I had no intentions of acting, and we did a bunch of like theater stuff, and 7th grade was my first show, and I was casted as the main antagonist. I had a bunch of lines, never memorized them. I got chewed out by my director, and I remember that next day I was scared, and I searched up all these techniques on how to learn lines, how to be a better actor, stuff like that. And that next day I got all my lines memorized. That next day. No. I found so many techniques, try to practice each one until one actually worked. And then after I did the show, as I was doing my bows, I remember in my moment I thought, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. This is what I want to do. And as I continued to follow this passion, I started to find love into the art of acting. Theater, not as in with the ends in the ER, but theater as in the ends with the RE. The art and the actual theater, but I don't really, it's not like, actually in my career I'm not really facing towards theater acting, but more to screen acting. I know my major is theater acting, but there's no real screen acting. There's screen arts, but it's not screen, yeah. But at least in this major, I get more acting classes. Yeah. Well, what's a Yeah, yeah. Jonathan, I don't know if I told you, but I just finished. You have a nice night. Have a nice night. I finished a audition a couple hours ago. It went great. It was for the next show in September called Lost Girl. My gosh, the play is. I really hope I'm in it because it's such a good play. The main character is about this girl Wendy from. It's basically Peter Pan, but afterwards. What happens afterwards, and it's a little bit like mature, as in like it's not like happy ending, happy friendly stuff like that. It's about the Wendy, the character in Peter Pan, how she has this crisis, wanting to go back to Peter, wanting to regain this kiss that she had with Peter, but Peter never comes back. From all of her friends that's been to Neverland, all the lost kids, they're all starting to slowly grow up. Same with the adults. The adults don't believe her, or they do believe her, but they kind of also think she's crazy. And like they've been gone for 9 days, and she says that she's been gone for about years in Neverland with a boy that just can fly. Exactly. And so she's having this crisis. Until at the very end. Oh, this is spoilers. If you don't want to... people that are watching, just cover your ears. Actually, don't cover your ears. If you still are, you can open them. Come watch it. September, Pepperdine University. Come watch it. Because even if I'm not in there, I really do want to watch this show. I really hope I'm one of the character I chose was Slightly. I have this like passion to become Slightly, to act as Slightly, because I have this crazy connection with the character, and it's like I felt his position before. And Slightly is basically this guy that likes Wendy, but Wendy probably even loves Peter Pan. She's so obsessed with Peter Pan, and she's like hurting herself trying to find him, right? And Slightly's in this position where I like you. You're wonderful. You shine, and I think I might love you, right? But you're so passionate about Peter Pan, a boy that might never show up again. And I want to help you, but like, God, it's like you have to. Well, talk. Yeah. It's just like I want to help you, but I can't help you if it's something that's gonna hurt you at the end, right? Like, I understand you wanna go meet Peter. I do. All of us do. We all want to help you, but I don't think this might be the right idea to help you. You know what I mean? And that moment, this like character growth that you see out of Slightly is such a beautiful character. Such a beautiful character growth. As you watch him, it's not that as you get to see his growth, it's that you get to see the moment where you get to see this past and present moment where Slightly has seen this for months and months, where she's just hurting herself emotionally, and it just snaps. Where it's like, no, not anymore. I don't want to see you like this. I want to help you, right? At the end, I think he does get his kiss. Like they kiss or whatever. But it takes so much to get there, and makes Slightly such a cool character in my eyes. And if I was a girl, I would want to be Wendy so badly. She is such a great character as well. You start the play off, and she's immediately this depressed little girl, and it just comes out of nowhere. There's like an argument already, and And the play is really well written, and I suggest you. I don't know if you watched The Tempest,
I didn't get the chance.
which you should have. It's okay.
I had the chance to see Merry Widow. I had a chance to see Merry Widow, and I had a chance to see the one that Soren was in, Music Man. That was fantastic, and I saw. I think that was the first one. That was the first. I've seen some like plays and stuff in high school, but seeing the work that you guys did in like over that was it's beautiful, and I'm blessed enough that I got paid to record the Merry Widow play. I got to sit in the back and record it.
That was the one show I was not able to watch because of a flight miscommunication. So I couldn't. There was two shows that Friday. What was it, Thursday? Because Friday we didn't have school, right? So it was that. No, it was Friday. Friday I wasn't able to go because I had a Tempest rehearsal and nobody in Tempest was allowed to go. Saturday I had a flight, so I couldn't watch it, and I was so sad because like I don't want to miss any shows, especially if it's Soren's, my roommate show, and there's a lot more shows coming up next year, and
Yeah, I had a similar thing happen with
you should, yeah, yeah.
I had to work. I had to work during one of the first showings, and then on the Friday showing, we had four.
Yeah, yeah. I think I had no, that was a different thing. But I do recommend you coming to this Law School. There's a musical. Yeah. Hopefully I get in. I think I did a really good job on callbacks, but I don't want to say, I don't want to be too confident about it. But however, I'm very proud of my audition. If I didn't get it, I don't care. I did my best. I know I did my best, and like how my mom says, as long as I try my best, there's no regret. Yeah.
I think I think we gotta finish with that, man. It's been a pleasure. For anyone that's still listening, it's been an absolute treat, and I'm looking forward to doing more of these. Like proper, this is my 10th radio show episode, so thank you for making that a special one. It's been a pleasure, man, and this is completely different. Well, not completely different. Typically, I try to get a guest sometimes, and we'll do like little talks in kind of the middle or in between songs and stuff like this. But this has been a special one for sure, and it means a lot for me. It means a lot to me for you to be able to come on here and just talk about these things. I want anybody to know that like none of this is scripted. I don't have any question sheets or anything here, nor do I want to. I'm looking forward to doing a podcast. So I'm going to be starting a podcast in addition to my separate radio show. Like to me, the radio show, the DJing thing for me, it's almost like it's the same thing as like going to the gym for me. Is I could work out that kind of like mental muscle, that creative muscle of mixing music, curating music, and do something that I love. But I love talking to people. I really do. I love talking to people and understanding more about them. I hope that you've come to understand a little bit more about me. I know that I have done so with you. Thank you, man. And so are you.
I don't know if the mic can pick up, but you have a really welcoming one voice, two tone, and three the words that you say very like almost like a really nice flan. Like it's very welcoming, very calming, and you're very easy to talk to. And what's really nice is something I'm observant when it comes to people is you're very in control. You have the control of the situation, no matter what. While we were just doing this 2 hour long talk, and it was really nice to be talking to you. Very honored that you had picked me to come be this guest. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
We will end with that. You know, I gotta drop it. I paid too much money for this thing not to play it, but once again, thank you all for making this special. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. Stay in tune for more stuff. This is the last episode of this semester, and it's been a great run. We started February 5th. I looked at it with Jalen just literally a couple hours ago, and it's like, man, like it feels like it's gone by so fast, and I'm glad I started this now, and I'm looking forward to like what it'll become by the time I'm a senior. You know, I'm glad I started like this business, and we'll talk more about this afterwards. I don't think we need to talk about it right now, but there's lots of stuff coming. For anybody that has been in touch with the stuff, thank you for reading the blogs. Thank you for checking out the posts. Thank you for resharing anything, for commenting, for liking. It means the world to me, and um, all this stuff is a social experiment at the end of the day to really see, you know, if you believe something and you have faith in something and you put enough energy into it, what kind of things can you create in this world? You know, I feel like that's the way I kind of observe life, is just like we are blessed to be living in this time. We are blessed to have the abilities that we do, that, you know, my parents worked, I've worked to be able to be in this position that, you know, I'm here, first of all, here at school, position that we can continue our education and we don't have to work 40 to 50 hours a week just to survive. You know, that's a blessing. And with that blessing, it is imperative for us to do something with it. You know, and like we said, bringing this back to the canvas, I really loved all these analogies, metaphors that, you know, if God, if life, if some higher power out there gives you a canvas and you have the abilities to do so, we have arms, we have legs, we have eyes, we can talk. It is a injustice to ourselves as human beings, as people in this world, to not just go for it, man. You know, for you and your acting, just I love everything that you're doing, and just every single day, like it's a fight every single day to wake up. First of all, like we always wake up tired. You know, you always wake up tired. You wake up, you know you're missing out on sleep, but to still get going, to get your day started, to get all your classes done, to go to work, to get the extra homework done after that, and still and do that, and you're fighting for that little gap of time. And when you have that little gap of time, having the honor of being able to put that towards that extra something. You know, whether it's being able to watch a TV show that you really love and learn, or to read a book, to read scripture, to spend time with friends. Those little gaps of time that we have, those are miracles, and we're blessed to have them, blessed to do something with them. And, you know, we got to keep it going. So thank you. Once again, this has been a pleasure. 10th episode. Is this even the right tag? This is the right tag. 1 second. That did go right. Anyways, it's been a pleasure. Signing off. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good night.